Okay, Shalom. Giving no praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation, I come out to push this word in truth and in sincerity. Another 2/3 Jake gets whacked out by the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. You know, it was this cat that came to work for the company that I wrote for from the because they got a parole program there that helps people out, ex-cons out, to get on their feet and make their life better. You know, so he got the job, and I didn't know he came through the parole program until we was talking, and we talking and everything, and he was telling me, man, the only reason why I got this job is because I'm on parole. So I was like, yeah. So I noticed while we talking, these two females come upstairs doing their job, minding their business. This nigga's rubbernecking. I'm like, yo. And my mom like, damn, this dude thirsty as hell. But I didn't say anything, you know. So, you know, after we was talking, he told me, you know, that he was in a parole program, and the only reason he got this job is because, you know, he on parole. Then he made a statement. He was like, I hustle, man. I sell weed all day, and I make way more money than I make here. So I just looked at him. So I said, how old are you, man? So he was like, I'm 30 years old. And my mom, I ain't saying nothing. My mom like, damn, you ain't learned shit. During that time, you 30 years old, you don't think it's time for you to become a man and leave the streets alone? You know? You claim you're getting married. You got a wife, you got a fiance, you getting married, you want to make a better life. You know? You just, you know, out here looking for an apartment every day. He's telling me these things, you know? So I'm like, damn, this dude, you know, and then I didn't know, when I saw him doing that rubbernecking shit, like looking thirsty. But I didn't say nothing, you know, because, you know, that was on one occasion, you know. I mean, man, you see something nice, you look at it, but you don't make it obvious, you know what I mean, like he was. Then I'm hearing that this dude was, you know, like really harassing these women, like trying to come at them, hollering at them and everything. And 3 of them went to HR and made complaints about him. Mind you, this dude's only working here for like a month, barely a month, like almost 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And there's 3 complaints about him from different women, saying how he's being aggressive and they feel uncomfortable working around him. So I'm like, so he gets called to HR, and now he got an attitude. Now he got an attitude, he got called to HR. That's your fault, homeboy. Then, you know, to make a long story short, Shalaki for the rant, you know, I mean, after that, to make a long story short, to get into it deeper, my woman, everybody know my woman work on the job, right? She worked on the other side of the building, you know, but people see each other, you know. You have to go to the office, or sometimes the bathrooms are not working, so you got to go to the other bathroom. It takes 5 minutes to walk. So he sees my woman, and dude, like, she told me, oh, some guy was talking to me, you know, making me feel uncomfortable, and I don't like that. So I'm like, who? She said, I'm gonna show you him, you know. And I said, okay. So show me, because everybody know that's my woman. But I had got the feeling maybe it's this dude here, because he been called to HR on twice on doing this, and they warned him. But in the event, you know, he said something to her that she didn't like, so she told me. Then he saw me with her, you know, after work in the parking lot, you know, and she grabbed me and held my hand and kissed me on my lip, and he was like, oh shit. I heard him say that. And after that, he didn't say nothing to her no more, you know. But he was like, when he saw me, yo, man, your woman is nice, man. So I was like, yo, bro, you shouldn't speak like that to people, man. You see how you get in trouble, man? You see how you get yourself in trouble? Just relax, man. You here to do your job, bro. Not to be thirsty and talk to every woman you see, man. Just relax, bro. Yeah, you right, OG. And my name ain't OG. So I told him my name. You know my name. And I walked off. Got in my car and walked off. I walked into my car and got, and broke out. Now, we don't see him at work for like about 2 days. Nothing happens. That's natural. Sometimes a person call out. I asked the supervisor, nothing. No call, no show. So now, after 8 days of no call and no show, HR, before he gets fired, will reach out to his emergency contact. And what happened was, HR, the female that does that, she found out that the dude passed away. So I'm like, what? Because he worked for me, so when the supervisor that worked for me found out that he came to me and told me that, that blah blah blah, I ain't gonna mention his name, he passed away. I said, how? They said they called his emergency contact, and they said that, and she said that he got shot and killed a week and a half ago. So I'm like, wow. But I wasn't surprised, because this dude, he was on parole, he was a hothead, everything bothered him, and he was hustling out there. When you deal in the vice, you're gonna pay the price all the time, man. And that's the bottom line. When you deal in the price, when you deal in the vice, you're gonna pay the price all the time. All the time. I don't care if you hustling weed. There's somebody always out there jealous of you making that money, And then you out there doing evil. They tell you in the book of Sirach chapter, I got a mosquito in here. Slacking. They tell you in the book of Sirach chapter 7 verse 1, do no evil, so shall no harm come to thee. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture, man. And this dude was out there doing all kind of evil, man, selling drugs. Probably was committing adultery, because he was not caring if a woman have a husband. He's still trying to holler at her. So he didn't care. He was one of them cats that didn't care. He was one of them jakes that didn't care. I'm not gonna call him a Benjamite, because he's a Jamaican. One of them unruly Jamaican niggas, probably from Jamrock, because he was bugged out of his mind. And this is what happens when you deal in the vice. You're gonna pay the ultimate price. Either you're gonna go back to jail, or you're gonna pay the ultimate price. He told me the reason why he got this job, because he on parole. So I already know you a degenerate. There's no rehabilitating. And Apostle Tahar made a video a couple of years ago saying there's no rehabilitating these niggas, man. The only remedy is fucking death for these niggas. Job chapter 4 verse 7, remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or whoever the righteous cut off. Even as I have seen, roughly paraphrasing it, the wicked, that's roughly paraphrasing it, the wicked die in their wickedness. Though that plow of iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same, man. Roughly paraphrasing it. And this dude was definitely not right in the spirit, man. I mean, I tried to talk to him a couple of times, but hey, that was his lot. The most I had him in his, in his crosshairs. Gave him multiple chances. He told me he had got shot in the leg. Telling me war stories. He got shot in the leg and shit. I'm like, okay, because you pick a man's brain and shit. When he's working with you and he's working around you. He struck conversations with me, so I would talk to him to pick his brain. But this dude wasn't right, man. It was like he was slow. He wasn't right upstairs, man. And the end result was the Most High put his ass to death. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 39. Remember, he said, see now that even I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. The Most High had him in the crosshairs, and when the time came, he sent them spirits of vengeance to appease him by putting this nigga to death, man. Do I feel sorry for him? Nah. I don't feel sorry for him. Why should I? Like I said, I'm not mentioning no names. I'm just telling you what happened, what I found out today. Because 8 days passed, but I'm not even reporting in or coming to work. Now I see. Now I know why you wasn't reporting and coming to work. Your ass is in the spirit world. Your ass is in the spirit world. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Most High killeth for making for life. That was the Most High that whacked you out, man. The Most High gave the order. The ultimate Godfather gave the order. Sent the angels to guide you to one place and guide another man to the next place. And you all meet together and you all get whacked out. Or you get whacked out. Or you whack each other out. That's how it is, man. The Most High put the spirit. The Most High had the crosshairs on you. You know, gave the order, sent the spirit of vengeance to come and take your ass out, man. At the appointed time. The date and the time. He's got this mosquito fucking around here, man. At the date and appointed time, you got whacked out. Can I get him? Nope. Damn. That's Satan. At the appointed time, you got whacked out, man. When you go to Psalms 68 and 20, they tell you that the Lord is the God of salvation. Our power is the power of salvation. It's the God of salvation, and unto Him belong the issues of death. You know, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. And this dude trying to bite me, this mosquito trying to bite me furiously. He's trying to come at me. I'm keep on swatting him away. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna kill him. Anyways, yeah, back to what I was, back to the scriptures. Psalm 68 and 20. The Most High belong from Yahweh by Yahweh Shah belongs the issues of death, man. And this dude got ample warnings, and he said it. The only reason why I got this job is I'm on parole. My main thing is I hustle. I hustle weed, and he said some other shit, but he mumbled this, so I couldn't really hear it. But I'm quite sure he was into certain other drugs, But since they made weed legal, Jake think it's cool to go out there and sell weed, and it will cost you. When you dealing the vice, you're gonna pay the price. If you selling drugs, whether it's weed, and somebody find out you got a large stash in your house, they may try to rob you, and that may end badly. People don't realize that. If you selling out your house, people coming to you, strangers coming to your crib, you don't even know these people. They coming to cop from you, They may hear that you have rumors that you have a larger quantity of marijuana in your house, a pound or two. They're gonna try to come get that, so they can get a come up. And everybody in your house, your wife, your kids are in danger because you is a degenerate asshole that's going to sell drugs out of the house where you live with your wife and kids, or your fiance and your kid. It doesn't make sense, man. Jake is bugged out, man. Jake is bugged out. When I mean Jake, I'm talking about the whole 2/3, from Negroes on down to Hispanics to Mexicans, man. They bugged out, man. And you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them shit because they don't want it. It's going to go way out the oven. And that's why he's in the spirit world. And I heard they set up a GoFundMe. His fiance set up a GoFundMe to help for the furniture arrangements. You know what I'm saying? The funeral arrangement. But hey, man, that wouldn't have been happening if you'd have been chilling the fuck out. But the Most High had you in your cross, in His crosshairs. Now you dead. That was your judgment. Hey, man, being in these streets, you know something? My father made a profound statement. My father was always making a lot of statements to me. It didn't register to me when I was younger, but as I became a man and started thinking like a man, I was like, damn, man, these are profound statements. One statement my father told me was, son, put no faith in a brother, but you don't have no brother, so you ain't got to worry about that. But now, as a man, being in this state, if I was this truth, I have spiritual brothers, and I trust them wholeheartedly. Now, he also said this to me, son. He said, put no faith in the brother, but you don't have no brothers. He said, but have no friends and trust no woman. I don't know why he said that to me, but as I got older, we had talks, you know, and we was communicating, hanging out with each other, you know, going to Yankee games and everything. He used to speak to me about a lot of things. I ain't gonna put my business out there in the street, but now I know why he told me, put no faith in the brother, have no friends, and trust no woman. Now I know why he said that. I know why he said that, but I'm not gonna put it out there. It's not for anybody to know. It's not for anybody to know but me. Another profound statement my father told me was this: you dealing the vice, if you're out there in the streets, you doing bad things coming, happen to you. It's gonna come back and bite you in the ass. You know? He's always say things to me to, you know, well, you don't take heed to when you're young, but as you get older, you think back and you're like, wow, he was really trying to protect me, keep me safe. But everybody got their lot in life, man. Everybody has their lot in life. And this guy here, I mean, he got fucked up. They found him shot to death. They ain't say where, they said they found him shot to death. You know, everywhere he live at, there's a bunch of Jamaicans over there. So they unruly. So you can imagine what took place. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. You know, you can't feel sorry for these cats. I don't feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for his daughter. They ain't gonna see his father, her father no more. But I don't feel sorry for that asshole. Neither do I feel sorry for his fucking fiance. She probably was wicked as all hell like him. Because a wicked woman is given to a portion as a wicked man. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So, I can imagine. You know? You just gotta, hey, you live and you learn, man. You live and you learn. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody, you know, have to come to terms with their life. Is it worth it? Me going back and forth to jail? You know, being around a bunch of men? Or am I gonna get my life together and do the right thing for my family? For my wife, for my fiance and my kid? I'm gonna do the right thing. People don't think like that. They caught up in the streets. And one thing I noticed about Jake liked violence. And that's why violence is constantly hitting Jake in the head, smacking Jake upside the head, man. Because they don't respect nothing but violence. They don't respect anything but violence, man. And that's why violence is coming. The Lord is allowing Esau, pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9, on down to 12, to sharpen that sword, to bring forth that sword slaughter. And that's going to be during the time of Jacob's trouble. A lot of the 2/3, you're going to die. A lot of the 2/3 is going to be drafted in that war. You're going to die over there in the Middle East. Become fertilizer for the ground over there. You all don't realize that the Lord appointed 4 kinds of death for the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Pursuant to Jeremiah 15, verse 1 on down to 3. The Most High appointed 4 kinds of death to you niggas, man. Salaki. And all of a sudden I'm coughing. Crazy. The Most High appointed 4 kinds of deaths for you niggas. Jeremiah 15, verse 1 on down to 3. And that's what's coming, violence. You Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, mainly Jake, man. The two, the Southern Kingdom. They love violence, man. And that's what's coming for you. violence, pain, death. And that's what came to that dude that was in the parole program that lasted. He only was out for like 2 months. Didn't even last 90 days on the street before he got whacked out. Because when you first come home from that parole program, I know when you come home, they set when you first parole, they set the job up for you. So you come home, you come straight to the job. You go see your parole officer, then the next day, or 2 days later, or whatever, they set shit up, you report to the job. He was only out for no more than 60 days, not even 90 days. That shows you how bad shit is out here, man. How much spirits are out here. He was not even home for 90 days and got whacked out. Dead. And that's how the Most High deals, man. The Most High is dreadful. Very dreadful. Slugging for the rant, but I'm just, I try to talk to this dude, I try to talk to him. He's telling me that he, just got an apartment. Actually his wife, the leases in both of their names, but she was the one that took care of the business, because he, at work, and she worked at whatever job she worked at, at night as a nurse, By the way, don't fuck with no nurse, them women are freaks. Anyway, besides that, Salaki for that, she took care of that right there. So now they got their house, they got their apartment, he got his kid and his wife or his fiance, and this nigga is a total degenerate, refused to get his life together. So you got parole, so the Most High put the spirit on the parole board to parole your ass so he could whack your ass out. That's a scary day. That's a scary day, man. Hey, the books of Sirach chapter, 39 verse 28, there'll be spirits created for vengeance. They're out there. And they're going to appease the wrath of him that made them. Whether it's a dog mauling somebody to death, whether it's another person whacking somebody out, whether you get burnt up in the fire, whether you drown, kayaking, or on a boat trip and you slip and fall off, you drinking, and you drown in the water, was a terrible way to go. It's like being burnt with fire. It's all spirits of vengeance. And this dude here, the only person I really feel sorry for, tell you the truth, is his little daughter. Because everybody deserves to have a father. But what man of a person should their father ought to be? You should be out there running the streets. You're 30 years old. Still running the streets. My father always told me this. Another profound statement my father told me. Son, the streets is always going to be here. But you not. Don't let the streets destroy you, devour you. Don't let the streets destroy you. And when he said that, I kind of like brushed it off back then. But as I became a man, and the Most High brought me in this truth, I started thinking about all the things my father told me. Mainly when he passed, or everything he was telling me from my youth up, it was replaying in my mind. And he was telling me things that was beneficial to me, to keep me alive, to keep me safe, to keep me on point. hey, slugging for the rant. I'm gonna end the video. You know, it's a shame that homeboy got whacked out and the Lord gave him ample chances. Maybe the Most High, hey, ain't no maybe. The Lord put the spirit on them Edomites, the parole board, to release him. So, and he got put into the parole program. Maybe he would stay on the straight and narrow. But what he do? Go out there, got a couple of, paychecks, and then got some weed, built it up, whatever else he got, and now he went and got some other shit and got himself whacked out in the streets, laying in the gutter, or wherever you was laid at, wherever they found your ass at, with a bullet to your head or to your chest or wherever the hell they hit you at. Was it worth it? Now you know you in your right state of mind in the spirit. It tell you in the book of Sirach chapter 9 verse I think it's 12, the same must know after death by pain. Now you know you was fucked up, you was a degenerate. Now you're in your right state of mind. But you had to find that out, that you was an Israelite. You had to find out that you was a degenerate by death and pain. Now you're in your right state of mind. These streets are dreadful. These streets is unforgiving. And these streets have no alliance to nobody. Everybody pays in the end. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakak, Wadash, double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and elders once again. And Salakia, if I was ranting, I try to bring out scriptures, but I was just trying to, bring out what happened to this dude. To the average person that's not spiritually minded, it was a tragedy. But a person that's dealing on a spiritual level know that was judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, because he wasn't taking heed. I'm quite sure the Lord was giving him chance after chance after chance, being merciful, but he was just being a degenerate. After a while, the Lord would get tired of your shit. The Lord would get tired of your shit, man. Like, man, F this dude, man. Send out the hit squad. Them spirits created for vengeance. To whip your ass. Once again, I think it's the book of Sirach 39 verse 28. It is what it is, man. Shalom.